Hey everyone, Chris from the Watching the Throne podcast here. You may have listened to the podcast. We do narrative and thematic deep dives and explanations of Kanye's discography. We just released our 2-part episode on No More Parties in LA. If you want to give that a listen, Spotify, iTunes, wherever. But in this video today, we're going to be talking about Yandhi leaks. And this is the second video we have made on this subject, as the OP Pi Awesome had released initial leaks the other day that went to about here, right? And we covered that in the video, but there's been more information that's added. I just want to say, leaks, who knows, right? There was some validation. Is that what it's called? Verification that Pi Awesome gave to the mods, and the mods still came in and said, even though we've checked the source, still, be careful with this. And I think that's just a safe bet on any speculation and hype. But at the same time, I just think it's so much fun to get into, especially as the album approaches and we have no idea when, what. So whether this is true or not, it's done well enough and brings up enough interesting points that I think it's fun for all of us to kind of just get excited about and enjoy the hype while we have the hype, right? So let's get into this. If you want to hear the first part where I go point by point and really examine what each of these could mean, go ahead and check out the last video. There'll be a link. I think I'll put it in the description. I don't know. But starting with the new stuff, right here, Watch the Throne 2 logistically is sorted and is ready to be made. So that doesn't mean that it has been made, but just, it could be, meaning that Jay and Kanye are in that place. They've talked about it. It's a thing that just needs them to find the time, which, hell yeah. Good Ass Job is not actively being worked on, but isn't scrapped. Okay. Good Ass Job being the album. It was supposed to be Kanye's 4th album, right? College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, Good Ass Job. But in the wake of Donda's passing, the whole script kind of shifted. It was no longer about a good ass job. It was about heartbreak. Yeah. So Chance, Kanye's protege, decided that he wanted to release a Good Ass Job project. And it was something that he and Kanye were working on together. And we actually saw Kanye and Chance, in the studio in Chicago in 2018. And people thought that the album might be imminent. Here we are all these months later, and nothing's emerged. Kids See Ghost 2 has been discussed, and there's already enough left over from Kids See Ghost 1 to make a new one. Which, that's kind of cool. You have all this extra material, what to do with it. We can still put it together, but I feel like how Kanye tends to operate, so College Dropout and Late Registration both had some tracks that we had heard versions of them earlier, or we knew that Kanye had been working on them for a while. So Late Registration wasn't a huge evolution beyond College Dropout. Graduation, a bit more, even though a song like Homecoming was kind of old, right? But I think ever since then, Kanye's had some time between albums, or at least had momentous events between albums that have kind of defined that album. And I wonder if using leftover material from Kids See Ghost 1 would be as interesting. Though with that said, with Kids See Ghost 1 just being 7 tracks, the second album to that, I could see using more. Because an album could have been 10 to 15, even 20 tracks like Pablo was. So, yeah, I'm down with whatever. If it's Kanye making music, yeah, just give me that music. New tour is in the cards and will depend on how busy Ye is. That makes sense. He has a lot going on. I'm going to try to brighten this. There we go. There we go. But we just saw today, which this is Wednesday, but I still haven't gone to bed. So Tuesday, Kanye took the choir from Sunday service and went out to Portland and brought them to the Adidas headquarters. And there they performed a set of Sunday service for employees at Adidas, which somebody on our Kanye had even shared the fact that there was a live stream for Adidas employees as well, and they actually got login information for it and got to watch the live stream of Sunday service, which insanely jealous. But if we're seeing him take the choir and Sunday service out on the road, and there's this link between Sunday service and the album, I could really see this being something that Kanye's building up, this idea of the Sunday service tour and what he could be doing with that, and wanting to bring this experience from the space that it's been in and just enlarge it for everybody in the arena. Ugh. EMI lawsuit will likely not affect the release of the album, which is something that Kanye's spokesperson had said too when the EMI lawsuit had first been talked about in the media. And The Blaze had said that this was the reason why Kanye's album had been delayed. The spokesperson said, no, this had nothing to do with that. The album's still going to come out. Yeah, so I think until we hear otherwise, we could still expect that the lawsuit and the album releasing... Nah. Album art and name under NDA may not stay the same. Yeah. The production is groundbreaking and experimental. Some Pablo Old Ye sounds in there. New sound. Yeah. I mean, the stuff that we were hearing before we got Ye, you know, some of the stuff that Kanye was playing on social media, like hopped off the Amistad and made I'm a God, had this real minimal and spooky production. And I think that seemed to be where Kanye was kind of going. And in these leaks, they talked about Ye had been originally much darker. So I could still see Kanye doing something brighter and happier, but still very experimental. And I think most artists, as they get on in their craft, trend towards experimental because they've done everything else. So now they're just on the edge and on the avant-garde of everything. You look at the Beatles' later albums, and they're doing bizarre, weird shit. You look at a bunch of painters and filmmakers, and they can get weirder as they get older. So, yeah, go for it, Ye. Go for it. Lots of rapping. Good. I miss Kanye rapping. You know, I love all forms of Kanye, whatever he wants to give us on a song, but rapping Kanye is pretty awesome. Original Yandhi was good, very different. Physical release possible, but likely delayed due to sample clearance. Sample clearance and Kanye are two concepts that don't go well together, right? We just had it happen with the Wyoming projects where there were songs that were supposed to be on Teyana Taylor's albums that didn't make it because the samples weren't cleared. And then Kanye even had an issue with I Thought About Killing You, where the sample used in the last third of the album never got cleared, and they didn't get clearance, so I actually had to go in and remove it. So, yeah, I'm sure that there's going to be some issues with that. And featured artists are NDNA, track names are under NDNA, 3619 new details. Album is Chakra inspired. And that's not all that surprising. Kanye had been talking about energy, and chakras and energy usually go hand in hand. I think that's the whole point about chakras, is that it's the points of energy in your body and what that energy relates to spiritually. So the different colors are different types of energy. And we saw the Yandhi tape, and that purple was chosen for a reason. And then Kanye was using a orange and yellow highlighter to go through the Bible and highlight things, not the Bible, the dictionary, highlight things that were positively charged and negatively charged. So there again, we see this mixing of energy and color. And then we saw what he did with his hair, that might not just be, I want multicolors in my hair, but I want something that resembles chakra. And if you look up chakra energy online, the color scheme between Kanye's hair and the standard chakra colors lines up. So it could have nothing to do with one another, but there's enough smoke there that I can believe that it's something until I'm told otherwise. Mike Dean is main mix and master guy. Of course, I'd be concerned if he wasn't. It is likely that Can You Be will never be released, which, not much to do with Yandhi, but Can You Be is one of those leaked songs that was only partially done that fans have fallen in love with and really want to hear a final version. So not getting that is still something on the minds of many people. And then Yandhi has been done for a little while, but still isn't done. And there was actually another person that works with Kanye. We were talking with somebody else on through messages on Reddit, saying that this writer on Instagram that has worked with Kanye or knows Kanye has said the same thing, that Yandhi is done, but not done because Kanye just kind of tinkers and does things and continues with it, even when everybody else is kind of like, release it. And Malik Youssef recently tweeted about this as well, that, when you finish something with Kanye, you just kind of give it to him and he goes and does his thing with it until he feels it's right. And that can mean that it's actually done, or that can mean that he scraps it and restarts and starts doing more things. You never know with him when it's actually going to be done. So we'll see. We shall see. And there's rumors of a release date, especially with Sunday service and how big of a deal Sunday service has been for Kanye, and the fact that Easter Sunday is not too far away, that April, especially that midpoint in April, could be when we might expect Yandhi to drop, if it's still even going to be called Yandhi. I could just imagine him calling it Yeaster now, right? Does that work? Yeaster? Yeaster? I'll figure it out. But I think that would... It seems as good of a reason as any to drop the album, right? There was rumor that he wanted to drop it. I think it was Malik Youssef that said that he was looking at Black History Month just because of that connection. But with the religious elements that seem to be so key to what he's doing sonically at this point, I could see that Easter time being something that he's like, that's what we'll aim for. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But we'll be here to discuss it on YouTube, on our podcast, on Twitter, at Kanye Podcast on Twitter, and have more information for you as it comes out. If you hear anything, want to share anything, comment on here, find us on Twitter, find us on our Kanye or Reddit, Watching the Throne Pod's our username, and we'll talk about it some more. But until then, if you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do that is just to like and subscribe. That lets YouTube know that we have worthwhile content, and it also helps increase the amount of money that we get. It's not just watch time and not just views, it's actually interaction as well. So if you want to help us get a little bit more money on these videos, that goes a long, long way. And just a reminder that we actually wrote the book on Yeezus, where we go through and we deconstruct the entire thing. It's us, Martin Connor from Rap Analysis, who did the music is an instrument, or, oh God, the YouTube video where the voice is the greatest instrument that Vox put out. Martin Connor was the one that was behind that. And then also Donald Martin, who runs the Most Unruly YouTube channel. The four of us came together for this book. It's a great book filled with, oh my God, I'm not good at this. Filled with amazing content, original art, design. I am butchering this, but you just see ass and pussy real big. But we go track by track through the album, and it's a whole big analysis. And it's at once a coffee table book, a collector's item, and a conversational yet scholarly deconstruction of the album in a way that's never been done before. And you will never listen to Yeezus the same way again after you read this book. So if you want to get a copy, Amazon's the easiest way. And if you enjoy it, please let us know. But until then, if you have any other questions, any other topics you want me to discuss, leave a comment and keep pestering me about it. And until then, Keep it wavy, stay loopy, and we'll talk again soon. See ya.